Life after school is another and a different ball game altogether. The job market is not an easy task. After school, we are all going back to the society, into the job market, and if we are not lucky, we'll be waiting for some time before we get employed. Now the question is, all this while, what am I going to do? Being a nurse doesn't mean you cannot be an entrepreneur. And I think in that wisdom, they have structured our academic work in a way that it has come with a course called entrepreneurship. Is that it? Yes. And it is to prepare us in addition to what we are doing and the income that we will earn. So on this note, we go straight to business. We will look at the explanation of savings. We will look at the importance of savings. We will look at reasons why we save money. We will also look at how to save money. We will further look at steps that we can take to help us save money. We will also look at, or I will give some takeaways so that from here we can all appreciate what savings means. And by definition, savings has been defined as the portion of income that is not spent on current expenditure. So it simply means that personally, if I have 100 Ghana cedis, and after everything, I decide to set aside 30 Ghana cedis and spend the rest, what I am keeping aside is what we are calling the savings. In other words, it is the money set aside for future use and not spent immediately. So if you have 100 cedis, you go out there and you come back with nothing. It simply means that you have exhausted the 100 cedis and you don't have anything aside. Now, why do we need to save? So that brings us to the importance of savings. We save to ensure financial security. Am I correct? If you have money, you feel secure. Because should something happen to you now, you know you are leaning on something. So once you have personal savings aside, it gives you that financial security. Savings also enables us to handle life issues in so many ways. Life always throws new challenges. As we are seated here, nobody knows what's going to happen next. Is that not it? Do we know what will happen in the next minute? Hello? Do we know what will happen in the next minute? So, assuming I want to move and my phone falls now and the screen is broken, is it not a hurdle? If I don't have any savings behind, it will pose a lot of headache. Then you, the professionals, will tell us depression has set in. Is that not it? So if you don't want to suffer from, yeah, it's normal. If you don't want to suffer from depression, it is very important for you to set aside something. Is that correct? Now, savings can also give us sense of power and protection. People who have money, you see the way they exhibit power in whatever they do. Have you realized that? Those who have money, they exhibit power and they know they are always protected. We can achieve this if we also set aside something for the future. Now, what are some of the reasons why we save? We save to live a debt-free life. People who are entangled with debts, you cannot sleep. All the time we are thinking, the creditor is coming. The person you owe is coming. Some of us are paying rent. If your rent is about to expire and you don't have money, can you sleep? Even if the war depot is passing by, you are already scared. We also save to enjoy early retirement. The moment you are issued your appointment letter, the next thing you need to do is to plan your exit, because you will not be there forever. Now the campaign is let the retirees go and let the young doer grow. So the moment you start to save, it simply means that you are trying to protect your pension life. And if you don't have money before you retire, it comes with a whole lot of things. You can't even have your grandchildren play with you. Because when they come, they know they go hungry. So they will tell you, ask for grandpa, I will not go to him. I prefer to go to uncle. So once we have entered into the employment in our basket, we should be saving towards our future. We also save to cover unexpected debts or expenses. If you don't have money, you cannot meet your contingencies. Is that not it? Even as we are seated here, if you don't have health insurance and you fall sick right now, if you don't have money, you'll be thinking how you will survive. Because you have to pay cash in order to be treated. We also save to take care of our education. There are some of us seated here who pay for our own tuition. It is not out of mercy. People really struggle, work, save money to be admitted here in Keta NMCC. So, if you don't make any meaningful savings, you are preparing to suffer. And you'll be thinking, if you are is that not it? Yeah. If you don't, you see, those who fail to plan automatically plan to fail. So if you are not planning, it simply means that you want to fail. Because at the end of the day, you really need to get something aside. And let us not forget, one of the renowned investors came up with this. He said, don't save what is left after spending. Do not save what is left after spending. Rather, spend what is left after savings. Because if you begin to disperse your funds, it will be very difficult for you to retract from spending. Now, how can we save money? One, do not keep too much debt. As young people, never take delight in borrowing. Are we here? As a young person, starting life, never take delight in borrowing. Because if you surround yourself with debt, you will never grow. So make it a number one cardinal principle that I don't want to borrow, or I don't want to surround myself with debt. If you should have money now, you pay your debt, you come back to square one. You can't do anything for yourself. So there are some millionaires you see today, it is not by magic, but rather a discipline to save. The next thing is buy genuine and quality products. Buy what? Genuine and quality products. If you want a mobile phone, buy the quality one once and for all. If you go to Cycle and you buy the swap phone, by the next month, you begin to ask where the repairer is. In a month, it's either the screen is freezing, it's either it's blinking like this way to be, or it can only last for 30 minutes. So by the time you keep repairing that mobile phone over and over and over, you end up exceeding the cost of the quality phone you should have bought from the very early beginning. Amen. Amen. Also, avoid spending money on food and entertainment purposes. Avoid what? Spending money on buying food outside and entertainment purposes. Very soon, Entapi will begin to play Friday night in Wenchi. Now, this is how it goes. Sometimes you think you are only going there to enjoy or to relax. By the time you start to buy, if care is not taken, you will return with an empty packet. We have that experience. Yes. You will meet friends. And the guys, the more you see friends and you don't buy for them, you think you are shy. By the time you finish pleading or pleasing your friends, you have exhausted your packet. So please, avoid spending on entertainment purposes. This one is quite dicey. As young people who have the spirit or the willpower to save, we should learn how to ask for discounts. There are some people, the moment they ask of the price, how much is it? Oh, 100 Ghana, they remove the money and pay. Because you are shy to ask for what? Discount. Now, instead of buying the item 100 cedis, if the seller decides to give you 20 cedis discount, is it not the savings? Yes. Is it not? Yes. So it is never a crime to ask for a discount. Somebody may not know the reason and the rationale behind you asking for a discount. You are saving. If you don't discipline yourself, you cannot save. Those of us who find ourselves in the banking sector, I have a money box in my small corner. Anytime I come back from work and I have coins, I drop it there, regardless of me buying something costing 20, 50 pesos. I don't have problem with that. So if I'm buying from you, I even demand you to give me coins. Take your paper notes and give me coins, because I want to be rich by that denomination in my money box. Amen. Amen. We should also make savings a habit. There are some people, they hate to hear savings. If you make it a habit, you grow rich. Amen. Amen. If you make savings your habit, you do what? You grow rich. Now, what are some of the steps that will help us save? 1. Estimate your current sources of income. I know my uncle gives me money. I know my mom gives me money. I know my elder brother gives me money. Once I put all together, I should be able to know how much my income is and plan my savings. So if my principle is to save 10% of my income, once the money lands in your account, make provision for that savings. Because the rule is, you don't save after spending, but rather you spend after what? Saving. 2, earmark funds for your expenditure. We have entered into a new month. What do I need? I need garri, I need stew, I need soup, I need rice. How much allocation should go into rice? It's not about somebody enjoying cornflakes. For that matter, with my little income, I should also be going for cornflakes. The moment you do that, the Zion train will pass by and you can never catch it up. So we should learn to allocate funds for our expenses. Now, we should be able to set a very tight budget for ourselves. If you have a budget, you can never go beyond the budget. Because the moment you get to the budget line, you will know that you are stretching yourself beyond your income. Hello? Are we here? So we need to set a tight budget for ourselves. If you want to please people with your funds, you come back and cry, and those same people will laugh at you that you are just an extravagant person. Amen. Now, takeaways. What are we going with? The point number 1 is this. Open a savings account. A banker will never end a speech without advising you to keep an account. So let's all try to keep an account in order to bring discipline in our savings habit, in order to keep money for the future use. The reason why we advise you to keep a savings account is that these very accounts attract interest. Is that clear? Savings accounts attract interest. So once your funds are there, at least at the end of the month, you go home with little added on. 2, allocate the budget. The most important thing when saving money is to exercise strong willpower not to touch the money earmark. Is that clear? So if you don't have a budget, you continue to live an extravagant life and no one else will mind you. 4, involve a family member. Sometimes you can have a saving partner. So as a challenge, let's see who will save up to 20 cedis by the end of the week. It has become a competition among you. The students, interestingly enough, if we should all keep money box in the hostel, by the time you close from school one day and you return, the money box will develop a leg and disappear. Also, invest in small personal businesses. As young people, we should learn to do our personal businesses in order to grow. Because the proceeds from these sales will give us an extra funds to live on. Then finally, we should be able to set goals for our life. If you save in a systematic manner, at the end of the day, you'll be able to catch up your needs in the short run, in the middle run, finally in the long term, you will achieve your purpose. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, with all these practices, I believe that we can all embrace savings and make a meaningful living. Thank you.